And how does it feel to be in a series that a lot of people say is one of the best animated series of all time? It's like there are debates, and there are people who will like just defend this show to the death that it is the best series.
Well, it's not, there's no mystery as to why. They spent a lot of money on this show. Every cell, it was all hand painted. Everything's CGI now, so it was hand painted. They had big casts. They cast really good actors. The scripts are intelligent. They were never written down to kids.
Oh yeah.
And the symphony was a full symphony score with Shirley Walker doing the music.
I'm talking like we were in this talk, like, and you'll probably see we'll post it all over the place. Like just the mentality behind branding that this guy has is so on point. So we had to get him on video to talk about this. Like, so where does your background in? Like, where did you pick all this up from?
Just being in the field, actually. Like, I'm a comic creator. I've been self-publishing through my imprint, Vantage and House Productions, for the last 9 years. And it's one of those things where you pick up things along the way, and I'm that guy that likes to share my cookbook. So the things that I've learned is important for me to impart that on anybody else that wants to get into this creative journey, so that they at least have more information than I had starting out.
For someone who's watching this video, someone who's young, African American, and isn't sure if entrepreneurship is the right path for them, what would you give to them as advice? Just as they're teetering on the edge of maybe I should do it, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know if I'm the right person to do it.
This is a really good question, and I think I'm a great person to ask. My personal opinion is, if you're teetering on the should I do it, should I not do it, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to the point when you're at that day job, you're sitting at your desk, and it takes everything in you to not be going on other websites, taking down the notes of these brilliant ideas that you have and trying to push your own thing forward, that's when you know. I knew early on that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I did do the corporate thing, right? Mm-hmm, and I did navigate those spaces. But it got to a point where it was just like, yo, I can't.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Media Lab. This is a podcast where we, as creatives and a part of Mitchell Media, kind of talk about what we experience in marketing and all sorts of things. This is really a show for business owners and entrepreneurs to be able to get a peek into what it is that we do on the marketing side and kind of like what makes sense in our minds. And hopefully that's something that can, help you guys on the other end. So this is a question and answer show. So if you guys would like to leave questions for the next episode, feel free to go on our Instagram at Mitchell Media LLC, drop a question there, or them before?
No.
I met them when we went up to the Montel Fish concert, the duo concert in
funny story. I met Montel 1.5, maybe 2 years ago when
I met him, he remembered you.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my gosh. What? I kind of sort of introduced Chaz.
Right, yeah,
to
Chaz
him.
Smith, and yep.
And then they met up, and then they gave me a shout out in their video. I was like, oh my gosh, guys, stop.
See, that's a good connection. That's a good job.
Yeah,
it's the right time.
You'll know.
I teeter-tottered for a long time.
Yeah.
Between different jobs that I had, I was like, all right, let me just stay here for a little bit. And then, you get pushed so far, and it's like, all right, I'm going to freelance for a little bit, but I don't know if I want to go all the way into the business,
It's like love, right? It's like, yo, am I in love? Am I not? No.
If you're not. If you're asking it, you're not.
No. So that's how I would answer that.
Which is funny because, fun fact, we're shooting this on Valentine's Day.
There it is, man.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's going to hit you one day. Like, you're going to know, like, this is the time. And for me, it was a combination of knowing I can't do it anymore. Like, I was working in a nonprofit, and it was just so much work for, at that point, it was overwhelming what I had thought would have been as hard as starting a business. And I'm like, man, if it's this much work for this much pay, then maybe I could do a slightly more work for slightly more pay, and it would be worth it.
I don't know, where were you at in life when you went on this journey of self-publishing?
So this is the craziest thing. I was 27 years old. I worked full-time for the state of Ohio. I had a cushy state job. Married, 2 sons, had a daughter. And I'm like, this isn't what I want my life to be.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. To anyone else that it might apply to, anyone out here. but I wasn't satisfied with being like a weekend warrior type thing. It kind of reminds me, if you go to LA, right? And this is so stereotypical to say, but so true. If you go to LA, you go to a restaurant, and the person that's serving your food, you ask them what they do. They'll say, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm this, I'm that. The thing that they're doing currently that's giving them money is not what they are. You know what I mean? So even though I was a state employee, I'm a comic book creator.
Right.
And I couldn't stand waking up and not being an active comic book creator.
And if you had any advice you would give to the next generation of people coming up who have been inspired by your work and want to become voice actors, or even, it doesn't have to be One Piece, just from your years of experience, like what should someone who wants to get into the industry know?
I think a big misconception a lot of people make is that voice acting is somehow different than acting. It's making funny voices or unique voices. It's acting, and it's creating a whole character, a whole flesh and blood character, but only having your voice to tell the story. So it's a slightly more difficult way of doing it because you don't have your face, you know, you don't have your body to tell the story, but it's acting. So anyone coming up, I would advise them to get involved with acting groups, you know, acting classes, develop their chops as an actor.
Yeah, so just don't skip on the main stuff. That's it. Like,
There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, it's been fantastic to meet you. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for watching. This is Batman. And be sure to subscribe to Mitchell Media.